Flosstube, it's Tony the Flightless Stitcher here, winging its way all the way from Matamata in New Zealand, the home of Hobbiton. I don't know if I've told you before, but we actually are in the Shire. It's where the town that I live in, just outside of the town that I live in, is where the Hobbit village actually lives for the Lord of the Rings, where they filmed it all and everything. Anyway, that's a whole different story. So yeah, it's been a while since my last Flosstube. Last time I filmed was the 4th of February. I fully intended to do a monthly update, but March turned into a bit of a mare, so yeah, it just didn't happen. My 17-year-old boy, Squeak, who I will probably pop a wee picture in of him, he passed away on the 28th of February. He's a cat. Yeah, and so that put paid to that for a few days, and then I got sick, and then I got sick again, and then I continued to be sick, and yeah, this is the first week that I've been feeling like a human, but in saying that, I have gotten a lot of stitching done, and there is a lot to get through today, so yeah. So anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing great and you've had lots and lots of projects that you've done. I actually have a finish. I have a couple of completely finished objects that have come back from the framers because they're gifts, so they were done properly. Yeah, I keep everything in my journal. So yeah, I did promise last time that I'd show you what I'm doing with my journal. So yeah, that's pretty much what my journal looks like each week. I write on it, yeah, I write on it the projects, what's happening in our world, try to add colour pictures, not so much with the stickers, but I do add things like my daughter will kill me if I show you the picture I put of her, so we won't do that, but a couple of DMCs that I started. Yeah, I do attach things in here as I deem them important, but yeah, I colour code my projects and what I've achieved on them each day. Yeah, it's just a fun way of keeping up. On the monthly bit, I actually pop on what books I've finished and stuff like that. Sometimes a little bit of life events, that sort of thing. It's a journal, it's a journey, and this chronicles the journey as we progress through life. Well, this year anyway, which is life. I started something else this month too. I've started up a projects journal to keep track because I've been very eclectic, and Flosstube is teaching me a lot about keeping track of stuff. Right up until I started watching Flosstube, I was a monogamous stitcher. I would occasionally put, because I did mostly full coverage, I would occasionally put them down for a little while I did a different project, because I needed to get away from those teeny tiny stitches for a little while. But I would then, as soon as that project was finished, go back to the one. So the most projects I ever had on the go at any given time would have been 3. Whereas since I discovered Flosstube, I think I'm up to about 20 and growing. So yeah, so I started this wee book, and I'm like putting in start dates, what I'm stitching on, keeping track of what I'm actually doing, which is a mission in its own right. Yeah, so these are all the projects that I've started this year. There's pages of them, but yeah, I'm attaching the information when I see fit. It is going to be a proper journal when it's finished. My thoughts are, when I finish a project, I'll also take a snip off the fabric. I'm not going to do it prior to that, obviously, but I'll attach a bit of the fabric to it. Any specialty flosses that are used, maybe even some beads or something like that, I'll attach those to it. And yeah, but it means that I'll be able to actually keep track of what I'm doing and what I'm using, because a lot of this stuff I'm guessing. Especially the big projects, because my oldest whip I started in 2015. So let's start with whips, and starting with that whip. So yeah, this one is Warm My Heart. This, in the 2 months since I stitched this, I have done 7,174 stitches on this in the 2 months since I started this. It's my 25/7. I do 25 minutes every day on this cross stitch, and but I have a couple of rules attached to that. I do 25 minutes minimum, and I have to finish the thread color that I'm on. I work in rows of 10, the block of 10 across, straight down till I can't go down any further because I park as well. So I leave enough room at the bottom for parking, but I work down and I have to finish that row with that color. So some days I might only have 60 stitches in, but the following day I might have 250. That depends on how dense that particular color is. Yeah, so when that alarm goes off, because I always set my alarm, when that alarm goes off, I then have to finish that color before I'm allowed to move on to my next project for the day. So yeah, this is Warm My Heart by Selena Fenich, and it's a Heaven and Earth design. So yeah, this is how far I got this month. Okay, so yeah, she's coming across quite nicely. She is still filthy though, absolutely disgustingly filthy. She needs a bath so bad. 2015 is a lot of life to fall down on a project. So I think I didn't get any before or after photos, which I'm actually going to do this time, but I think I was up to about here, and so we've done quite a substantial amount across this month. But yeah, I'm about to get back into the girl again. Hopefully I'll remember to put a picture up of her. Yeah, so that is Warm My Heart, and where I got to on that. Stitched on, I think it's a 28 count, but it's kind of hard to tell because I cannot remember. 2015 was a long time ago and I didn't keep records. So my next project that I worked on was a new start, and I started this, sorry, I've actually made notes this time. I started this on the 5th of February, so the day after I filmed my last Flosstube, and this one is Witching Hour by Nora Corbett. That's what she's going to look like when she's completed. Now I've managed to get in, she's being stitched on 35 count Belfast and in antique white, and I have gotten, how many stitches did I get in? 3,128 stitches I've gotten in on this. Are you sure? Apparently I'm sure. So that's how far I've gotten. So I have to admit, I'm loving this. This is just so beautiful to stitch. I'm going to have to outline the owl a little bit though, because he's disappeared. He is in there. He's teeny tiny. He is in there, but he has vanished back, so I'm going to actually pick up something and give him a bit more outline. From there I moved on to Wind in the Willows. Wind in the Willows is this year's stitch along from Pain Free Crafts. The artwork on this is by Chris Dunn, and I'm doing it on 28 count Lugana. I'm still working on the frame. There is over 12,000 stitches in the frame and I'm only 3,000 in, so there's quite a bit to go. She is going to be a big beastie when she's finished. So that's as far as I got. That's how much fabric I've got. So that's where we're up to on that. I've been using this one as my secondary focus piece because I just want to get that frame finished. Once I get the frame finished, I think I'll be happy, but I do want to try and catch up on that. But 12,000 is a lot of stitches to get done in a month. From there, we moved to my next project, which was the Dark Queen of the Sea stitch along, and that one is done by Autumn Lane. We've all seen it, we all know what it looks like. That's the nice version, obviously. Now if you're offended by boobs, I advise you to look away for a couple of moments, because we are going with the boob out version. I haven't gotten that much done on it, but you can still tell it's nipples. So if you're offended by that, please turn away right now. I haven't taken this one out of the Q-snap, but I did manage to get, how many stitches did I do this month? 326. So yeah, she's got outline, so we're getting there. I'm loving how she looks. She actually looks beautiful, so I'm actually excited about that. I let my husband choose which direction we went with that one, and he elected to go boobs out. So yeah, I don't mind. Boobs don't upset me. I'm fine. 50% of the population has them. The other 50% of the population, as they get older, quite often get them. It is what it is. Anyway, from there we moved on to another new start, which I started this one on the 18th of the 12th. 18th of the 12th? 18th of the 2nd. Read your own writing. I started a treasure hunt bookshelf, Heaven and Earth, designed by Amy Stewart. Again, hopefully I'll remember to pop a picture of what it looks like. But I managed to get 543 stitches in. So not a great deal. She's a big beastie, so it's going to take up a lot of room. So, but we've got enough in there to call it a start. I'm happy with it. I've been wanting to do that one for years, so it's actually quite good to be able to get that one started now. Cranberry juice. Right, okay, then I went to another new start. Now this one is fun. I've done 989 stitches on this one. It's called Your Friends by Circus Stitches on Etsy. It's got 6,080 stitches in it all up. I started it on the 23rd of the 2nd, this one, and it's being stitched on 32 count jade by Colour Cascade fabrics in Australia. Now I'm actually going to show you what it looks like in the pattern first, because I've done a fair bit of change to it. That's what it looked like on the pattern. That's not what it looks like with me. Well, you get it. The pattern's the same, but I didn't like the colours at all. I think it's a bit boring. So I went with the jade fabric, which that's actually not too bad. It's kind of showing quite true to colour. It's a little bit greener, but the mottling is definitely there. And I've decided to go with, because it's an 80s song, safety dance, men without hats. I've decided to go with like the very, very bright cottons. So that's how much I've gotten done so far. So, but this is what I've pulled from my cottons. They're all DMCs. But yeah, so I've got going for the brightest of the bright that I could find. So I'm going to do all the words in those sorts of colours, and I actually think it's going to look pretty cool. I thought I also might get it, when I get it framed, instead of framing it, I might actually do it on like a board. Wait and see. See what happens when I get there. I may hate it by the time I get there, but I actually really was enjoying myself. From there, sorry, I told you it was going to be, it was a bit of a busy month. Well, 2 months. From there I moved on to Mythical Creatures Stitch Along from 2020 from Pain Free Crafts. The art on this was from Stanley Morrison. Now I'm doing this again on a 28 count Lugana, and I got 650 stitches in on this one this month, and I finished the I and started the J. And there you go. That's the I that I finished. Again, this one is going to be massive. But the colours on this are just astoundingly beautiful. And I'm going to do this one up for my granddaughter. So hopefully I get it finished before she turns 20. She turns 3 in about 3 weeks. Who knows? It might happen, it might not. I hope it happens. I'd like her to get it before she's too old to go, meh. But who knows. From there, the next one I picked up was Final Heat. Now I'm stitching this one for my dad, and Dad doesn't watch Flosstube, so there's not really much risk of him seeing this. I don't think any of my family watch Flosstube. But Final Heat is Heaven and Earth design, artwork by Bob Riley. I've actually got 2 or 3 of his because I think they're great. I love the old school look about them. Dad has a thing for the little rascals. It's his jam. So, and that reminded me a lot of them. So that's why I'm doing it for him. And I got, that's right, 650 stitches on it, which was just along the top, the dusky blue on the night sky. I got a bit of that done. So yeah, at least it got some love this month, and that's a good thing. Any love is better than no love. The next project I picked up, we are getting to the bottom of this. So the next project I picked up is the Black Needle Society Frogwarts Year 1. Now, I am going to the retreat this year. It's a cyber retreat via Zoom or Facebook or whatever. And I want it all to be, I want to do all the banners down one, but I only discovered Black Needle Society at the end of last year. Not long before I started doing Flosstube, realistically. But I fell in love with them, and now I am a subscriber. And so this is the band sampler for the first year. Now, if I want a part of the challenges that they do during it are that you get points for your team if you complete the year's banner during the retreat. Now, because I want to put them all on one, I kind of need to get the first and the second year at least shaped in before that happens, so that it doesn't end up in the wrong place, obviously. So yeah, got, how many stitches did I get in? I got 449 stitches in it, and it's being stitched on a 35 count Edinburgh linen and flax. And I started it on the 16th of the 3rd. So a little bit of Wingardium Leviosa. But yeah, look at the length of this fabric. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be huge. I don't know where I'm gonna put it when I get it all finished, but we'll figure it out when we get there. It's another 7 to 8 years away, so cross that bridge when we get to it. The one after that that I pulled out was Apocalypse Princesses. Again, a pain-free craft. It's my 3rd pain-free craft one on this. And that's what it looks like. It's all the Disney princesses after a huge apocalyptic event where they all turn into warriors. It's actually quite cool. And I managed to get 7, the artwork on that, sorry, is by Tess Fowler, and I'm stitching it on a 28 count Lugana. I only stitch on white when I'm doing 1/1s full coverage. Doesn't seem much point in using a beautiful fabric when you're covering the whole thing up. And I like the 28 count, but yeah, I'm just stitching in the top corner there. It's hard to believe there's 700 odd stitches in there, but there actually is. So yeah, at least some progress has been made on that as well. Now, the only other project that I worked on over the last 2 months, I also finished. So that was the Cryptid Cell, and from Witchy Stitcher, we all know it. I did it on a 28 count Lugana in the colour Envy from Colour Cascade Fabrics in Australia. Now, and it's all finished, ready to go to the framers. Now, I loved the word Poplik, so my husband and I had a wee chat. He picked the goat and I picked the word goat, Poplik, because it makes me giggle. But yeah, so stoked that that is finished. I'm going to take that one off to the framer in the next little while and get that all done up. want something a bit gothic-y on the frame, I think. She's going to live in my bathroom when she's finished. Yeah, so that's all my whips. That's everything that I worked on in the last 2 months. As you could tell, with everything that was happening, I wasn't going anywhere. So I stayed home and I stitched. When I felt like it, I stitched. When I didn't feel like it, I slept. And when I wasn't sleeping or stitching, I was working. So yeah, again, is what it is. Now, fully finished projects. You saw this one, I think before Christmas when I finished it. Pretty sure I showed you. It is now home and been framed. It's Autumn Lane Stitchery's Halloween kitties. I cannot remember the name of this one, but I've got her all framed up. And the little boy, I'm trying to keep the glare off of it. The little boy that is receiving this is going to be home very, very soon to stay with his auntie. And so we'll have a family dinner and he can have that then. The other one, again, I think I showed this before it went off to the framers, but yeah, it's a la-di-da, something wicked. And again, it's home. I love the frame on this. Check out the frame. I am very tempted to restitch this and do it just for me in that frame. In fact, that's actually, I'm kind of tempted to do the shoot, something was on there. Kind of tempted to pick this frame for the cryptid one as well, but I'll wait until I get in there and have a look. But yeah, it's come up beautiful. A couple of things that I didn't like. It's bloomed a little bit too much on a few of the threads in behind, but it is what it is. I've only just learnt how to do a pin start, so yeah, that's a game changer, quite the game changer. So I've started using that a lot, so I won't get any of that carrying and fluffiness from the tie-offs anymore. In fact, I've already noticed that I've managed to diminish all that sort of stuff, and it's actually the ones that I'm doing where that could be an issue, it's not happening, which makes me very happy. I do have an old finish to show you, and there's a reason behind it. Now, my daughter, I've got 3 daughters. The second one, my middle daughter, started stitching not long before Christmas. She's just finishing her first one, which is a little Peter Pan that she's been doing. She's 22. It's terrible when you can't remember the age of your own children. Yeah, she's coming up 23. So she's taken up stitching with that one. My other daughter, Kayla, that one's Veronica, this one's Kayla. She's taken up stitching a couple of times in the past, but she's just recently picked it back up again and was asking some questions, and she wanted to find a Peter Rabbit pattern for a gift for a friend of hers that's pregnant currently. So she was asking me if I had any, and I thought I had some in a magazine somewhere, so I was pulling out my magazines and just going through them and what have you to see what, if anything, I had that would work. And I came across an old magazine that I was actually in. This was back in 2013 I was in this one, and the pattern was actually stitched from a 2011 book, I think. God, I can't remember. Does it say? Book number 97. And this is 224. So yeah, it was probably 2 years prior. It was called Frog Lunch, and I stitched it, God knows what on. But I submitted a photo at the time because I was so proud of it. It's not usually my cup of tea, that sort of thing. It's a little bit too classical for what I usually like, as you can tell. But yeah, it's at the time I was working full time. The kids were starting to leave home. I'd lost both Kayla and Levi had left home within a couple of weeks of each other at that point, and I was giving up smoking at the time. I'd just turned 40, and I needed something to occupy myself, and so Frog Lunch was the one that I used to do that. And she's been hanging proudly in what we call the kids' room ever since. Gosh, I'm trying to get it without glare. It's a bit of a mission today. So there we go. That's a bit better. That's what it came up looking like. I'm so proud of this one. So it is a Beatrix Potter. But I love the colours on it randomly. Very different from what I usually do. Very, very different from what I usually do. But yeah, so I have been stitching for a long time, on and off. That was picked up after about 10 years on hiatus, and from there I went into Heaven and Earth Designs. Now, where am I up to now? Haul. We're up to haul. So if you're not interested in haul, this would be the time to turn away. Long story short, I spent way too much money. I have. Yeah. 123 Stitch finally opened up to to sending stuff to New Zealand again, which I was very, very, very excited for. Promptly lost my mind and I have spent a fortune. So first thing I did was order a whole pile of patterns that I'd been wanting to order and hadn't, because I don't want to pay $80 in postage and packaging, and 123 Stitch have a $5 cap on their postage and packaging. So I'd been like building up a wee wish list, which is still huge, but I spent because I spent a fortune. But I couldn't buy all the things because that would be bad. So yeah, I'll just go through the first package that I bought was just patterns. I literally just bought a whole pile of patterns. So I got the Halloween at Hawk one hollow. Oops, that way. You've all seen it. You all love it. I got Map of Hawk Run hollow, which was actually the first one I ever saw. And I just fell in love with it, and I don't know why. I don't know why this appeals to me so much, but I absolutely love the colours and things on it. Yeah. Now we've got all the Autumn Lane stitcheries. So let's just go for it. Horrid Old Hag. Potions and Spells. The Witch's Spell. Wicked Witchcraft. Something Wicked This Way Comes. And the Collectors. So I'm not taking them out of the thing. I know all of you will have seen them before anyway. I've got two more arriving from Athena from Black Needle Society. She actually put a call out asking if anybody wanted anything from Market while they were there, and if you did, she purchased it, you paid her, and she shipped it out. So I'm just waiting on the two newest releases that were released at Market from Autumn Lane Stitchery to arrive. And apart from that, I want Spring, but I haven't purchased that one yet. Getting there. Okay, this is going to get a little crinkly, and I'm sorry for that. Kind of. I actually like the sound of crinkle. I'm weird like that. But from here is mostly fabric. So I had a big shipment from Fortnite Fabrics. Well, two shipments, to be honest. I won a few pieces at auction, and they're unnamed. Plus, I'm a member of the Fabric of the Month Club with them, and the I'm on the Romantics Club. So this was all of these. Well, my Romantics is 32 count linen. Which way around? That way. Okay, so this is Sea of Fog. Doesn't really do it justice. It's kind of a peachy tone with the blues coming through. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Then this was one of the ones I won at auction. This is a 30. No, there's a 32. This is a 32 count. It's unnamed, but it's pretty. Look at that. Just look at it. Look at Isn't it stunning? That side's better actually. I had it around backwards, so it looked prettier on my side. Just stunning. I am so impressed with what those boys can do. I really, really am. And this one again was at auction. This is a 40 count linen. I'm really getting into my linens lately. It's just a pink, but it's kind of a mottled pink. Which way around? Yep, that one. Can't really, this one's not really showing up. It's more pink. It's sort of a peachy pink, but it's pink. Maybe if I do turn it around, maybe it'll show up a little bit better. Nope. But yeah, it is pretty. Then this one is called Overcast. Pretty sure this was my Fabric of the Month club last month. I think Sea Fog was January and I think this was February. I'm waiting on March now. But look at that. Such pretty, pretty, pretty colours. I have no idea what I'm going to use these on, but oh my god, they're stunning. All the purples and greens in that are just amazing. Those boys have some serious talent. And then, last but not least, this was a 28 count even weave. And this one was an opalescent. Again, kind of a peachy, more of a yellowy peach this time than a pinky peach. So pretty. Then I picked up Colour Cascade do a 10% off or 20%, I can't remember how, it's something percent off on a Friday anyway. And so I picked up the colour a couple back. This is a, God, glasses on, what am I looking at? 32 count Belfast, and the colour is called Angel of the Morning. This is quite purpley and bluey. It's actually really pretty. It's purpley, bluey and peachy. So yeah, it's actually showing quite true. So pretty. The other club that I'm a part of is Lakeside Needlework in the UK, and they have a Fabric of the Month club as well. And I get their 28 count Lugana, but it's a printed fabric, these guys. Oops, sorry, dropped the thing. And this was last month's one, and it's called Opal. And it's not, yeah, it's kind of showing. It goes down to blues in one corner, comes up to pinks in the corner up here. It's actually quite cool. And once again, no idea what I'm going to use any of these for, but I will figure it out as I go along. And oh no, that was February. This was March. And this one is called Aquamarine. It's a lot bluer. They're actually really funky. I've not used printed fabric before, so it's going to be fun to try that out. Then Stitchy Ferret in the UK. Her car had an accident, it died, and she put a call out via Facebook, not via Facebook, sorry, well it's probably on Facebook as well, but via Instagram, just saying that she had a bit of a sale going because she needed to get some money real fast because to pay for her car repairs. So I went and had a look. Everything arrives beautifully packaged. So I got a couple of pieces of fabric and some cottons. I love her cottons. She does amazing overdyes. So, sorry, I did warn you. Twinkle, twinkle. Don't ask me what this one was called because I have no recollection, but it's really, really pretty. It's sort of a bluey, blues through to yellows. Doesn't really throw green too much. It literally just flings itself between the blues and the yellow. There is a bit of greenage, of course, in the middle, but it's pretty much just throws itself. It's got beautiful blue. Didn't really show up that well. And I've got a couple of fabrics, both of them opalescent. This one's plum, and it's a 32 count even weave. If the sparkle will show. I'll just leave it like that. As per usual, the sparkle probably won't. Oh no, there it goes. Sparkly away. It's so sparkly. She does amazing work with the dyes. Mind you, they all do. Have you ever seen one that you go, ooh, that's an ugly dye? No, that doesn't happen. It's not something we do. And this one is called Solar Flare. I love this one. Yeah, so that was the Stitchy Ferret. She's on Etsy, and obviously on Instagram as well, but yeah, feel free to go and follow her. She does really, really beautiful work, really fast, always arrives beautifully packaged, and she's a really lovely person to talk to as well. Now, as we all know, Darcy, Stitchman Darcy, he has been doing a Chris It Up thing, and he did himself a thing, a little design with the Chris It Up, hashtag Chris It Up, and I want to do it on a bookmark, but I'm not very talented. I have no talent. So I wanted to actually order some bookmarks and do it on a bookmark, and they arrived this week. I had to get them from 123 Stitch. I could not get them from anywhere else. So that was when I discovered that that they'd finally taken the ban from shipping to New Zealand and Australia as well off. So yeah, I got 4 because I've had so much trouble getting a hold of them that I bought 4. So just plain cross-stitchy bookmarks that I will probably do the hashtag Chris It Up this month. Now, the final thing, the very last thing for today. I ordered from Black Needle Society a Christmas Carol. It was in their Christmas book, in their Christmas box, sorry, and they've had this done up themselves, and it's the Christmas Carol story, beautifully presented. I'll see if I can do it because I don't want to show off any. Yeah, and every chapter has an original design. So yeah, that's Marley's Warning, Raise Your Eyes to the Blessed Star, and that one's by Heartstring Samplery. There's 5 of them in here anyway. Sorry, boring when people do that, isn't it? This is an Erica Michaels one, The First Spirit. There's full instructions on how to do it in there, but it's a beautiful book, and there's like lots of la-di-da. So yeah, I ordered that, and it arrived in due course. Then it arrived again. So I have 2. And I got in touch with them, and there was a bit of a mess up on their end, and I offered to send it back, but they said no, pass it on to somebody. So I know this probably will never happen, and I know I said it would never happen. Sorry, let's rephrase that. I know I said I'd never do a giveaway, but to be honest with you, the more I think about it, that's dumb. I may do a giveaway. In fact, I am going to do a giveaway, but not today. I have 27 subscribers. Hi guys. It's more than I thought I'd get, to be fair, but you know, 27. I've got 27 subscribers. 27 people enjoy watching me talk bollocks. I have decided that when I get to 50, if I get to 50, I will do a giveaway on this one. So it might happen this year, It might never happen. Who knows? It's in the laps of the Flosstube gods. But yeah, in the event that we get to 50, I'll do a draw on that one and give it away to whoever wants it, that does the thing, when we decide what the thing is at the time of doing the thing. But I'll do that at 50, if I ever get to 50, which I probably won't. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Thoughts, plans, what am I going to do next? Oh, no, that's not everything. I'm back. I went op shopping. I've got a couple of bits on the go that I'm going to want to finish. And we have no fabric stores here in little old Manor Vegas. None. Absolutely nothing. And our $2 shops aren't that great. So I went to the op shop and I thought, I'm going to go and have a look and see if I can find some used clothing with a pattern that I like, and I might start doing that. Plus I want to start having a go at framing some things on my own as well. Something I've never ever done, so I'm going to need some frames. Again, can't buy frames in my town. That doesn't mean I can't drive out of town to get them. I just can't be bothered. I hate going places. I'm not very good at going to places. I go to work, I come home. I go to work, I come home. I go to the kids' house, I come home. So yeah, and when I was at the op shop, I found a couple of shirts with some amazing fabrics. So I've grabbed them. Like, check out this fabric. It's going to make such a cool backing fabric. It's just an old shirt. It's got threads hanging off of it and everything. Then I found this one, which made me giggle, and I love it. I mean, like, seriously, I can't believe this is a shirt. It's covered in birdies. Look at all those birdies. There's puffins and starlings and all sorts of birdies. It's in really good nick, actually, but it's whoever owned it was really thin. It's in the boys section, so it's teeny tiny, man. This one I bought for me, just because it's got flamingos. Seriously, I don't know why. I will never wear this. Well, I might do, just for shits and giggles. But it's got flamingos all over it. Somebody's old used Hawaiian shirt with flamingos. Then I found some really cool frames. This one here. I don't know what I'm going to use these on, but I figured if I've got a frame, I can figure it out from there. Then there was this one. Also figured if I buy wooden frames, I can paint them to suit whatever I'm going to do. This one. And then I found this. And it is really, really cool. Seriously. When have you ever seen a triangle frame? I haven't got a triangle or anything to stick in there, but oh my God, it's a triangle. So the whole lot cost me $6. I'm going back to do that again. I don't know what I'm going to use that triangle frame for, but it's a triangle frame. But yeah, so that's everything, I think. I'm pretty sure I've got everything this time. Scanning the surrounds. Yep, pretty sure that's everything. So yeah, plans for the month. To continue doing my 25/7 with Warm My Heart. That was at 51% when I started this at the beginning of the year. I just ticked over 60%, so we've achieved close to 10% this year doing the 25/7. So that's actually really good progress. I'd like to think I'll get that one finished next year. I'm not hopeful for this year, but I'm giving it a good go. But I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on myself to get it finished. It's going to my sister when it's done, and I do want to get it done and out of here, but I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on myself. The one that I really, really would like to sit and finish would be Witching Hour. I just really enjoyed stitching that one for some reason. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So I'd like to finish that one. Most of these have been in progress and selected to be stitched on because I've been doing the BNS stitching challenge cards. So this week's one was something with a book, and I'm not showing you that today because I'm going to include that in next month's the end of the month, early the following month, like in that week crossover, because it's April stitch. So and that was the Lakeside Needlework candle Halloween candlestick cell. I finally started it. They finished it last year, so I finally started that. So I'll show you that on the next one, but that has a book on the bottom of it, and this week's card's called for something with a book on it. I'll go through that a little bit better next time. I was very conscious of the fact that I had so much to get through today because it's 2 months worth of Flosstube. So yeah, so I'll continue doing that. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, and just fully intend to just keep stitching all the things. So look after yourselves. Everybody stay safe, keep well, avoid getting sick, because that wasn't fun. Pretty sure it wasn't COVID. I tested negative the whole time anyway, but we're doing rapids over here now, and yeah, some people are testing positive, some people aren't, some people are testing negative, but when they get the full test done at the hospital, they test positive, even though they've been testing negative. Yeah, it is what it is. We've been very lucky. We hadn't had it right up until now, but now we've got it. So yeah, sorry, didn't want to talk about anything negative this time. But yeah, so I say but you a lot, apparently. Yeah, so any questions, any thoughts, any ideas, yeah, feel free to contact me. I love hearing from you all my 27 subscribers. Look after yourselves. Please keep safe, especially people in the Ukrainian area. Our thoughts are with you all, and we hope you all the best. We wish you all the best, and hope that this comes to an end sooner rather than later for you all. So until next month, I love you all, and happy stitching, everyone. Bye.